Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final week on Superbird Speedway. We have some very exciting racers, and we should have a very good week of racing. Here's the rules on screen. Best 2 out of 3 for all of our races. Track times will always be put for our winning cars. And without a further ado, let's see our racers for 90s week, which is all of our 90s cars. We have some spectacular racers. We are starting out with the Dodge Sidewinder going against the Phaeton. And that Phaeton has a convertible top, but next is the M Roadster versus the Dodge Concept. We have a couple of Mopar cars. We have the Ferrari 360 Moderna versus the Porsche 911 Cup, the Solaire CX4. And I don't know where the opponent for the Solaire is right now, and it appears to be missing. Hopefully he arrives and we don't have to have a forfeit.
Hot Wheels racers, pick your lane!
Alright, it's time for 90s week. A little later than expected, but we have ourselves a great week of racing coming up. We have the Dodge Sidewinder versus the Phaeton. A lot of these cars are metal body, metal base. So we think that these will do very well on our track. And without further ado, it's time for our first matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, our first race of 90s week. We have the Dodge Sidewinder in lane 1 and the Phaeton in lane 6. Who's going to win this one? We have some very interesting races coming up. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Alright, the Dodge Sidewinder takes that one, and the Phaeton must win this one or it's all over. Interesting thing about the Phaeton is it has a removable pop. I'm not going to remove it. It comes off pretty frequently, so without further ado, let's just get into the second race. 3, 2, 1. We move into lanes 3 and 4 for a third race. It's tied at 1. This will determine who is the fastest, and maybe one of these guys will make it to the playoffs. Who knows? That will be revealed at the end. And also, you may want to expect a bonus race. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. 3, 2, 1. The Dodge Sidewinder wins by a bumper. All would have took is for one malfunction in the axles, and it would have messed up and you would have lost it. But the Sidewinder comes out on top. It's time for our next race between the Dodge Concept and the M Roadster. Alright, our next matchup, the Dodge Concept and the M Roadster. Both of these guys are convertibles, and without further ado, we will see you at the track for both of these convertibles. Alright, we got the Baby Roof Dodge Concept in lane 1 and the M Roadster in lane 6. That Baby Roof car was on King Nut's track for all season long pretty much, and it stayed on the gauntlet consistently. Will it do the same here, and will it succeed? Or will the M Roadster surprise us and turn a few heads? 3, 2, 1. That one was not even close, and the M Roadster has to step it up. It lost by a few good car lengths, and the Dodge Concept in the Baby Roof livery has not disappointed. It's time to find out what happens in this second race. 3, 2, 1. That was a very tough one to call. We weren't sure wherever to go. We thought the Dodge Concept might have edged it out, but there's no way to really determine that. And that's a close call that may have went either way. But anyways, it's time for our third race. Who's going to win? 3, 2, 1. Mopar has been represented quite well, and they go 2-0 in the 90s week. The Dodge Concept takes this one 2-1. In another very good series. And now we have one more race or else maybe we get a forfeit up there. I don't know where the other car is. But anyways, we got the 360 Moderna Ferrari versus the Porsche 911 Cup. We got ourselves two European-made cars, both exotic. We have a Ferrari versus a Porsche. The Ferrari 360 Moderna and the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup are now ready and set for the track. Let's see you up there. All right. The Ferrari is in lane 1, the Porsche is in lane 6. My phone's starting to run out of space, so I'm going a little quicker. Who's going to win this one? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. And that was a disappointing effort from that Porsche. The Ferrari took that one with ease and is looking for a sweep. And if that Porsche performs the way it did the last race, then it will. And let's see if it happens. 3, 2, 1. I don't know what was going on with that Porsche, but the Ferrari took a sweep with ease. And he joins the two Mopar cars in the winner's area. And now, this is interesting. Our opponent for the Solaire CX4 has yet to show up. Oh, wait. What's this? Uh-oh. He showed up late, but he's here, and he's ready to butt heads with the Solaire. And let's head you to the drag strip. Alright, our final matchup of the evening, the Solaire versus the funny car. I bought this funny car just exclusively for the track. Both cars are warming their engines up. And we'll see you at the track, and I sure hope that this funny car was a good investment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final matchup of the 4 weeks. We had the funny car versus the Solaire CX4 in lane 6. And after this week, it's playoffs. And after this race, we will determine our seeding. However, the 12th seed car will have to race against the Big Air Bel Air after this to see who will get the 12th seed. And anyways, let's find out who wins this one. 3, 2, 1. That funny car may have funny in the name, but it is no joking matter for him. And he's up 1-0 on the Solaire CX4, who needs to win this race, or it's all over for him. And the funny car has a shot to be in the playoffs. 3, 2, 1. And man, the hype is definitely there for this funny car. People were not joking when they said this is one fast car, and it is no joking matter when it comes to him. 5 spokes, rear, the rear ones are the big ones, and the small ones in the front, and they are faster than the Ultra Hots that are on the Solaire. So that does it for week 4 of racing, but stay tuned, we have some races to determine our playoff races. Our winners consist of the Probe Funny Car, the Dodge Concept, and the Dodge Sidewinder. Mopar was represented well. The Ferrari 360 Moderna. Our losers are the Porsche 911 Cup, the Solaire CX4, the M Roadster, and the Phaeton. Our rankings are going to be as shown on screen, and as you see, 11th and 12th are tied, so we're going to have a race between those guys to race the Bel Air. And if you have any cars you want to see on the track or send in, let us know. You don't have to, but it's always welcome. Well, it turns out this was a very close bracket in the standings. 11th place is tied between the F-150 and the Carbonator, so these guys are going to have a tiebreaker in order to determine who is going to face who. So the winner of this race makes the playoffs. The loser has to face the Big Air Bel Air. So it's going to be best 2 out of 3 for both of these. All right, F-150 in lane 6, and the Carbonator in lane 1. Best 2 out of 3. Winner is safe. The loser has to race against the Big Air Bel Air. Who's going to be the winner? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. And the F-150 takes the first race. That one was very close, but the Carbinator still has a chance. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's find out. Can the F-150 clinch a playoff spot? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. And the answer to that one is yes. The F-150 will take the 11th seed. And if you're wondering why we're even doing this, is because the Big Air Bel Air was supposed to race in week 3. However, he won by forfeit and wasn't able to receive a track time. So when we did it, so he is going to be the guy who's in contention. And now it's a battle for the 12th seed. So is the 12th seed going to go to the Carbinator, or is it going to go to the Big Air Bel Air? Let's find out. One of these two cars will join the F-150 to race against the Dodge Concept, who is currently our number 1 seed, which is kind of surprising. We would have thought the funny car, but anyways, best 2 out of 3. Let's find out who's going to win. The Big Air Bel Air gets a challenger. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. All right. The Big Air Bel Air takes race 1 for the 12th seed. It's do or die for the Carbinator. He's gone over 3 tonight. And he must win or his race season is over. 3, 2, 1. And the Big Air Bel Air clinches the final spot in the playoffs. And the Carbinator, who was tied for the 12th seed, has been eliminated by the Big Air Bel Air and will join the F-150 in racing the Dodge Concept next Saturday. Now I'm going to head back up to our typical recording booth and I will show you the matchups there. Alright, so I figured I'd show the matchups here. I'm going to show them off on Instagram too. So the format goes first versus 11th and 12th, and then it would go second in the other bracket versus 9 and 10, and then third versus versus 5th and 6th. No, versus 7 and 8th. That's the switch. And then it goes 4th versus 5th and 6th. So 4th versus 5th and 6th, 3rd versus 7 and 8. And so it's going to be the first to win 2 races. I figured I'd show the matchups: Dodge Concept, Big Air Bel Air, and the F-150. So that's first place's bracket and the opponents. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And so then it goes the Ferrari versus the stock car and the tuned Golf. We got the Aston Martin versus the funny car in Bugatti. And you have the Sidewinder versus the Civic and Camaro. And I know some of these guys shared similar track times, and for those, the advantage will go to the car that raced earlier on our Speedway. And the only reason I couldn't do that for 11th and 12th is because they had the same track time, and it wouldn't be fair to the Big Air Bel Air if we let both of them in, because the Big Air Bel Air never got a track time. And so, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I know I'm not the best at explaining this stuff, but I'll post the format and the brackets on Instagram. So I hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting and stay safe. We will see you for week 5 next Saturday.